really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draw. He's going to have king X. And we kind of know, I mean, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are right.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It wouldn't
I'm
be a
already
quiz.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
The right. But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, you know, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
Who the hell? Yeah, so Mad Dog.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
Just
always love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
Right. All right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about depipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 ounces. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, you know, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. You know, Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. You know, remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when you can get to the turn and there's an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's the winning end.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Well, no, we cannot win. This is a pretty rough spot because damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. You know what this means.
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool because we have 2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know,
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. We're live and back. What's up, party people? It's a Saturday study stream. Sorry for the delay. Six had to reboot his computer, and that means we gotta wait 45 minutes.
this shit is bad. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Exclamation point poker coaching. I'm sorry, exclamation point PC in the chat for you. Got a link to sign up for free for pokercoaching.com, where you can take these quizzes. It's all hosted and sponsored by Mr. Jonathan Little. If you sign up, you get 20 free quizzes, big blind charts for 100 blinds or more, and a bunch of homework assignments. Poker coaching in the. You ready to Nightbot? Poker coaching in the chat for you to get into the spiel. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to draw a winner from my chat. Six is going to draw a winner from his chat. We're going to take one of these quizzes. You guys are going to compete for $5. It's that simple. We're doing the quick and dirty one today since we're a little bit late. So get in there. Ginger, thank you for the 52 months. 32 months for Gap. Thank you, brother. And 2 months for Contrast. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the love, homies.
What's up, Toe Army 6's Mafia? Raging Al, congrats on that home game win, the night hour stream. And I see you out there. This PC study stream is making you too sharp. What up, D-Mo? Yeah,
like
he's getting
Al
nice.
won the
yeah.
and you took all the credit.
Hell yeah, I'm taking all the credit. 80% of Raging Al knows it's because of me. So congrats. What up, fam? Let's go. Get in there. If nobody wants to battle, fuck it, I'll battle. We need one person to type in poker coaching in the chat. Let's go. Hmm.
Get in there, guys. Get in there. You want to pick
I
a
was
quiz? What should we
blind.
do?
Yeah, we can pick a quiz. Let them get in there. Raging out said I was
Mm.
blind, drunk, don't remember a thing.
Yeah.
You should have seen it. Just getting it in with the wildest shit of all time. Just was all in every other hand. You got to be, and I loved it, man. This shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that turbo structure is no joke.
Wrecking cats, snatching souls was great to watch.
You want to do 1625? Start with Jonathan.
Damn, there's no Ferals.
No, he's been on the road.
Change. How about 1628? Did you end up doing that?
We can do that.
We can get melted by Affleck real quick. Just absolutely melted. Since it's all going to be solver based, let's get destroyed by Pio real quick.
What's up, Joe?
Playing gaming. Can't suck up if you don't get it in behind. True.
It's true.
Hell yeah, let's go. Demo or Praying Gaming? Who's gonna win this time? Demo.
Kicking it off strong with Monkey May I on the toe streets. What up?
All right,
Hey,
cool.
Greg Lamer just liked and retweeted our study stream post.
Raymer's
Shout out
the
to Greg
man.
Raymer.
We had him on back in the day.
Shout out to the fossil man.
The fossil man. Getting there is the hard part. True. Yeah, let's get right into it and see if we can get better.
All right, good luck,
1628.
Monkey.
Let's do it.
All right, Bellagio, $10,000 again. So here we have the under the gun 7. We have Jack 10 offsuit. I was gonna put a quiz here, but I decided to take it out because this is a clear just like I'm expanding because we have a weaker player here in the big blind, and so I thought it was kind of weird to put a quiz in when I'm clearly doing something that shouldn't be done, and I had a very specific reason for doing it. So I don't think there was like a real reason. It's pre-flop as well. Like even from the low jack, we're folding this sum. I knew this was a really, really wide open, but I went for it because of the weaker player. Thought I had a good edge on the table. Hijack, who only has like 25 big blinds to start the hand, 9,000 at 2-4, flats, and we go heads up. Ace of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 6 of hearts. Should we check? Bet 800, bet 1,500, or bet 2,500?
Yeah, Matt said that he would normally fold this pre. He said he was specifically exploiting the big line. He was a big fish, and he wanted to play pots with him in position. That's why I opened it. So, I know it's a little low, guys. These recent ones from Matt, for some reason, are low.
Yeah.
I'll text him, tell him to get his shit together.
And I'll turn it up much louder on my end. But yeah, Matt's quizzes have been like very low the past few, and it sucks. I tried to mute. I muted my mic as well. So shit. All right, I'll turn it up though. What's up, Housebroken?
Thank you for the 23 months, Mr. Mike Cash. Yeah, this is the new office, guys. Still got to get my juju up on the walls. But
This isn't GTO. I'm so lost. Yeah, he's exploiting here with his open. So here we are, opening some shit you should never have, flattened in the tough spot on a board you missed. You gonna try to take this or what?
Always play hands with a spazzy player, says Cyrus. That's why you never fold to Cyrus. Always get in there in position against Cyrus.
So what are we doing here, Demo? Raging Out is checking it out.
Meatball on 15. Check for tennis. Check for Monkey May I. Our contestant. 800 for Cyrus.
Damn, I'm hurting. Check.
Does got sets praying.
Demo is
What's up,
checking.
Tina? Happy birthday, Tina. I think I saw recently your birthday just passed.
Happy birthday.
Maybe Matt will win the main and buy a new microphone. That 12th place or whatever wasn't good enough. Check for Armageddon.
All right, yeah, we're checking over here.
So is Monkey Man.
You checking?
Button cut off 4-3. God, this is under the gun 2 versus hijack. The earlier we open, the later the call, the more we see that. He didn't 3-bet his pre, which makes me think he's got less ace-x. I kind of want to c-bet this one out of position, if I'm honest. I'm kind of like, I might squeeze in some c-bets here. We got hearts. I think we still have range advantage. I think I might be betting small.
Yeah, we get to barrel a 8, 9, king, queen. Like, Jack 10, give us some hands we can just show down and win with. Our hand isn't good enough to check call or check raise. Maybe it could delay c-bet. It has to be small or check and then make a decision on turn with the hand. I don't know. Bet small seems
cut off button, I
reasonable.
check 100%. You know, but yeah,
These flatting ranges.
I start to c-bet more the earlier I get.
It feels completely reasonable to maybe fold out like king, queen or something like that, right?
Sure.
It'd be nice
Queen,
to
jack,
get that.
King
Yeah.
10, queen 10.
We block some of those combos having like the jack and the 10, but at the same time, yeah, they still have some frequency. So we're going to check here, but let's see what Matt's thoughts are here. What's up, Ohio's finest?
I thought that was you.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
If you answered anything else other than check,
He likes check. Don't
Yeah.
be a spaz.
we are checking 100% on this board. Why are we checking 100% on this board? And how do we know when we should check 100%? A lot of people struggle with these c-betting out of position spots. First off, we're opening here. Let's just assume
I'll
because
turn it
I
up.
open wider. We're opening like a low jack or a
I
high
don't know if
jack.
I can answer.
So I'm opening like something like 22% of hands. Okay, 22%, something like that. Hijack. How often do they call? What percentage of the time? Take a second, think about it. I'd say maybe like 7%, something like that. Pretty tight flatting range, right? And so like we have 20
up all the way.
Deck. They have 7% of the deck. We're out of position. All that adds up to like we don't have the range advantage, so we check. Like, yeah, we have ace king and they don't. We have aces. Like, he might have aces too. He could be trapping short stacked. But like hijack could easily have ace queen, ace jack. Like, we don't have many asymmetric advantages. So, a good way of knowing when you should check range is when all of your offsuit combos miss. Which, if I'm opening jack 10 offsuit, I'm opening every offsuit Broadway here clearly. When those hands miss, you need to be doing a lot of checking. And here, those hands are trash. So therefore, we're going to be doing a lot of checking. In this case, 100% check. Okay? Check ace king, check aces, check sevens, check six, check ace 10. You know, so we check. Hijack checks. 4 clubs. Should we check? Bet 18, bet 800, bet 1500, or bet 2500.
Yeah, the quiz is super low. He basically said that we should be checking 100%, that when we open offsuit paint here, when the offsuit stuff misses, those are auto checks, pretty much.
And we're opening something outside of our range as well. They completely whiffed as well. So he just wants to just check there, and it makes it, and he thinks this range can have some very strong hands. Now, because he checked back on his flop, does he feel like his range is a bit more capped now and he want to turn it into a bluff, or does he still want to check? What size are we bluffing here or betting? If we are, a lot of questions. What are you guys doing? Don't be sure.
Yeah, it's the video that's low costing.
Yeah, I turned it up more.
I have it pumped up as high as I can go. When is Matt going to be a guest? That's a good question. I can ask him. I've been so busy.
We've had him on, right?
I haven't talked to him.
We've had him
on
a couple times.
I think once or
Twice.
yeah.
Twice. Yeah.
We can have him back on, though. I'm always down to have some Affleck.
But just know, like, I've asked a few people with the series coming up. A lot of people are traveling as well.
If we do, it's got to be soon. Otherwise,
Yeah, I mean, when the series
3 months,
is
2 months.
yeah, the series is consuming, to say the least. What are you guys doing? Why so quiet? Make a bet, do something.
Condense round, ace X and kings had to connect the sound, blah blah blah. 4 changes nothing. Maybe turn probe, says Monkey May I. What folds out now?
2,500. I check a lot though. What are you doing? Ray Janelle says 800. I'm at work. Okay.
For betting 1,800 of these options, so somewhere between 15 and 25, says Dennis.
I just woke up. My brain can't process yet. I feel that.
Praying says he's still got top of range here. Would check, maybe trying to trap. I mean, he probably does have some ace-x checkbacks. 800 says Monkey May I.
800 for Monkey May I?
Yep.
All right. And Demo is going 2.5K and 2.5K and polarizing.
What are you doing?
We didn't pick up any equity. Nothing really changes. I don't know if he's necessarily all that capped. I probably the small bet feels like it doesn't accomplish a whole lot. Maybe just folding out literally just like king, queen, and some hands we kind of block their combos. I'll probably check here again. I don't know. It just feels like we picked up no equity. I'm just gonna stab my entire range when they check back here, because that's what this hand is. Like you're just gonna bet your entire range, I guess, right? I can't. If you're betting like Jack 10 high, I can't think of like what you aren't betting on the turn after they check back.
Like I wouldn't bet things that like have
like showdown,
some equity, right?
Yeah. So we're betting every single bluff.
But yeah, I mean, part of me feels like Jack 10 has no showdown, and they do check back some ace X for sure. But we also check some ace X. Matt was mentioning we check as high as ace 10, right?
Yep.
So we still have ace X in our range. They have far less in their range. I think most of their aces bet, even though some of them check. I don't know, and we have no showdown. So I mean, I'm kind of inclined to bet, and I would go somewhere between 15 and 25, like Dennis said. I think I'm leaning 15. 25 seems fucking big as fuck.
It does. Like we're polar. It's just like 25 is like he calls once, you just like, are you gonna actually jam the river? Like, yeah, it's interesting. So, I'm kind of maybe 800. I've seen an 800 out there. We're going to go 2.5K. Let's see what Matt says. This is super interesting because we're gonna get in this spot a lot in poker, right?
May I said 800. Cool.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Oh, he likes 2,500. He likes the big bet. Cool.
Check. You got 10
I'd be
points.
somewhere in between.
So
right on.
what changed
right
on the
target.
flop?
Nice one, Dennis.
Okay. Our opponent could still check back ace 10, ace 9, ace 8, like check back a lot of ace X. Like their range still isn't capped or anything like that. And the problem is we still have all our offsuit Broadway. So the same problem we had on the flop still exists on the turn. We still have queen jack off, jack 10 off, king jack off, king 10 off. All those offsuit hands still missed. We didn't bet any of them on the flop, right? So our range hasn't been cleaned up yet. Okay. Now, if we check called or like if there was a bet that went in or something, our range has not been cleaned up yet. So therefore, we have the exact same problem. Our opponent's range got a little bit weaker because they checked back. Like sometimes they're gonna bet with sevens. Probably like a lot of people probably bet with sevens and sixes always. But like sometimes they're gonna bet ace queen. Sometimes they're gonna bet ace jack. Sometimes they'll bet ace 10. But like they still check those back a decent amount. So very, 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 very high check spot again. I think we should be checking something like I don't know. 70% of the time now, 80% of the time, we still have the exact same problem that we just had on the flop. So therefore, we're going to play a really high check. And when we do bet, it's going to be very polarized. Our betting range is going to come here from like ace king, ace queen, pocket sevens, pocket sixes, maybe a little bit of ace jack. So very, very strong betting range. So when we do bet, I like to bet big, 2,500. If you answered anything other than check, bet 2,500, you got punished.
You got punished.
Doesn't make a lot of sense here. We don't want to bet queens. We don't want to bet jacks. We don't want to bet kings. We don't want to bet tens. We don't want to bet 7x. Like none of those hands really care to bet here. We're up against a really tight range. So, Jack 10 I think is actually a really, really, really good bluff here for a couple reasons. One, there's a chance the hijack bets way too much of their strong hands. So, like if they're betting all their weaker aces and stuff, like blocking ace jack and blocking ace 10 is really, really good. Especially if they never check back with a set of sevens, check back with a set of sixes. So bluffing like king jack here doesn't make a lot of sense because the hijack never has ace king.
Interesting.
So we don't really want to block with we want to block relevant hands. It's more likely they bet ace queen on the flop than it is ace jack or ace 10 or ace 8 or ace 9. So like bluffing with our hands that contain two cards like 8, 9, 10 jack, or we're going to block the most relevant ace X combos. Especially like blocking ace queen off and ace jack off is really important. So I think checking or betting big here are good. And you guys get to watch me butcher here because I bet small, which is not good. Hate it.
It's so funny how most of his quizzes lately have been him fucking
Butcher.
hands up.
You know how it
Eight of
is,
spades.
man.
Yep. Should we check, bet 1,600, bet 4,000, or go all in?
I mean, I know we make all mistakes, but like, and I know Matt's an amazing player. I'm not shitting on Matt, but It's funny. Those last few quizzes has been him making major mistakes in random hands that he played.
Bro,
We're all human.
if we go back through the hands we're playing and you go through all of them, we're gonna find this shit in like a second. Like,
Yeah, but the difference is
mistakes.
like we put Matt up on this pedestal as it deserves to be. So I actually find it a little bit, relieving to see that he's human.
Dude,
He doesn't just make mistakes. Like there's hands that he fucks up. That's amazing.
Don't we all? Yeah, don't we all? It shows you we're all butchering hands. That's why it's important to run them like this. We get here, he goes small, we get called in La La Land. And it's all that whole discussion he had was interesting. Why we want to use this as a bluff. And like to extrapolate from that is like, this is a hand we're not even really supposed to have in this range. So running it's going to be interesting. But when we show bluffs in this spot, he really likes turning hands that don't block relevant blockers to his range into bluffs. So something to take in consideration. It's not always about needing equity. We just need to, if he feels a little capped and we have a pure bluff, go with it and polarize.
Yeah, especially when we have no showdown value. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
you said polar. Yeah, it was tough.
those are the hands. Yep. Yes, all good stuff. He does run these hands after this back. These are hands that he played that he then runs and shares with us. Most of his study sessions are that. Like, Matt's funny. He doesn't really prep before his coaching sessions. He is studying what he wants to work on or what he thinks he needs to work on in that moment, and then bringing everyone along with him. And that's how he gets his reps in.
What now?
This is Greek though. Perspective. Rather not have a heart, but still spazzing. We only see hands that are perfect. It's hard to see growth, for sure.
Yep. So my kids came down on break and tried to feed me something that they made. And I said no, which was, I'm sure was poison or something. And I said no, and then I just got called mean and a bunch of funny names. So
I was thinking we should kick you out, just have them sit in the chair.
Oh, God, this thing, I would get banned. The stream would get banned in a second. Banned.
4K for Dennis.
4K for police. Demo, you checking? Yee. The white flag? Is that what that C means?
4K for Meatball, but he ain't happy about it.
Everybody's eating.
Give up for Monkey May I.
I mean, the Mafia is just shook. Zero,
yeah, I got a 4Ks
dead.
and a give
I
up.
am dead.
And then a bunch of crickets because they're scared. Senis. I almost said Senis. That's Cyrus and Dennis mixed together for some reason. Cyrus goes 4K.
Sinis, that's a new name.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's a tough name. Sinis.
I'm tired.
I like 4K or all in, but yes, I checked. All right. Well, we're checking over here. Demo's checking.
Checking for Monkey May I too.
Shoot your way out.
Yeah, never checking.
Shoot your way out. What is it? 4K or all in, right?
It's one of those things where, like, once we bluff the turn, like, we have to bluff the river.
Well, the nice thing about, not nice thing is, but we went so small, we kept his range fucking wide. So I think maybe just going 4K personally, like, oh, well, I mean, it's fine. Give me out. We have Jack high and we bet the turn. I'm not giving up.
Yeah, and I'm not too scared about the 8. None of us have too many 5X in our range, so that's not really too much of a concern. I would go 4K or all in, for sure.
Star Viv says bet 4K as well.
Half pot isn't big enough, Cap.
Yes, these are small. 1600 is tiny. I don't know. 4K. And then just fold for 32 more, getting the best price of all time and look like an idiot, but it's fine.
If you're going to make mistakes, compound them. Yeah,
yes.
Sometimes you put yourself in a spot, you got to shoot your way out. We got Jack high.
Bing, 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 bing. All right, let's see if Matt wants to wave the white flag after making too small of a bet on a turn, or he wants to just give up or not. All right. We are going check. I'm sorry, we're going check here.
So are we. Matt, you got your knit hanging out? Let's find out. He does.
So we get to the river here.
Wishes it.
Clearly, we kind of screwed up the turn. So, like, a good rule of thumb here is we don't want to have a heart. We don't want the jack of hearts. It's really, really, really bad.
That's a good point.
Because we want to unblock the hearts. So, like, if we had jack 10 offsuit, no heart, I think betting is pretty good. I think betting around 4,000. I don't think we want to go all in on this card necessarily if we're run into like two pairs and sets and small pairs too often. I think we want to be able to value bet like ace jack, ace queen. And so I think this hand with the heart in our hand just wants to check and give up a lot. If you have a read, your opponent's going to
I wonder
overfold
if
a
he
lot.
bets without the heart.
You can bet 4,000. I don't think small bets make a lot of sense here because I don't think we do a lot of like block betting with certain hands. It's just the main thing here is the jack of hearts is really bad. So we want to fold out queen jack of hearts, king jack of hearts. A lot of those hands like we really want to fold out, and so that's like a key thing here. And our value range isn't that wide here, right? Like, so you got to start with your value. Like, what's our value range? Like ace king, ace queen, ace jack makes sense to bet. Like maybe like ace 8, ace 7, ace 6, like king 5. Like we're gonna have some straights and stuff, some sets, some two pairs. Like we have some value, but we also have all those offsuit broadways, and clearly I'm betting them too much, so I have way too many bluffs here, and I can't bluff all of them. So like a good way to simplify here is when you have a heart, you check. When you don't have a heart, you can bet. Kind of a nice simplification. I bet 1,600. Not a fan. Gotta not have a heart.
I bet
here.
small
This
again.
is just like another tragedy. Like you guys just gonna watch me punt off here. So this player ended up showing ace jack. I think was pretty well played. And like shows why this hand's like a pretty good hand if I would have like polarized on the turn. And then like this hand, if there was a heart on the river, then we go bananas, but without the heart on the hand river, like now we just give up. So hope you guys learned some stuff about playing out of position, and hope you enjoyed watching me butcher a hand in real time.
He didn't even want to show what he Faraz does lightweight. He didn't want to show us what he gets snap called by.
That was an interesting hand, though.
Turn that down a little bit. Demo lost his fucking mind and swished it.
He's all about playing out of position.
Sheesh. You want to host a class? Study stream with Demo on playing pots out of position. Good shit, buddy.
We got wrecked on the turn. Otherwise, Monkey May I did pretty good.
Oh, he said it was ace jack. He ran into ace jack. Okay. I didn't hear that.
Ace jack checked back the flop. That's one of your better aces.
Nice. I mean, if he has he doesn't even have the jack of hearts. Not little nasty. Cool. Demo, make sure to hit me up. You know where to find me. Shoot me a whisper. I'll get it to you, and if I'm late or something, I'll send you more. If I'm late, I just send more. So that should make everybody happy. Cool. Let's new keyword. I'm feeling kind of Keck W-ish. Keck W.
Fair enough.
I have to see it in chat. I have to see the face. Keck W in chat if you want to enter this round. And yeah, we'll pick another quiz in the meantime. What's good, everybody? So when is that AMA with Brad Wilson? The exact date. Is it the 9th? I know. Wait a minute. I know. I gotta make sure I gotta double check.
May 9th.
Yeah. So guys, if you are in the Discord, May 9th. So what is that, next week? We're going to have Brad Wilson, Cash Game Beast, in the my kids are fighting. I'm sorry. I'm just listening to make sure nobody gets hurt. So we're gonna have him in the Discord doing another AMA like we've been doing monthly. That shit is fun. We learned.
I don't see what time in our previous chat though.
It's gonna be like at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Or
5
yeah,
Eastern.
somewhere like 2 to 5 or somewhere in there. We'll get the time posted, but this is just a little heads up. Couple K. What up, LaRock? Got this. Keck W.
He's protecting his range when checking, and I agree that we check back some weaker aces. I didn't think ace jack's near the top.
What up, Cyrus?
Usually we bet the stuff at the top. All right, what quiz? Now you want to do one of those bottom Jonathan ones and get him out of the way?
Yeah, bro, that's cool.
26 or 25?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right,
Do whatever one you want to do. Jackson,
25.
25? Cool, we overplay 10s. Cyrus out here being silly. Get in the
I
lead,
mean-
play one play, and get hurt instantly.
Praying says, think 2 paired sets are the top of his ranges. But what about like, well, I guess maybe that is top of his range because he doesn't have ace king. But that means he's like, with ace queen, are you not betting there? Like, that's a pretty high up single pair hand in your range. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty up there. And then if you're betting ace queen, then that's the only one because you would 3-bet ace king. So your only single pair hand that you're c-betting there in position is ace queen. No, that's tight, right? Right? So, all right, let's draw.
I'm ready.
Ace queen wouldn't rip it. We're like 100 bigs deep. Tea drinking punk, what up, my man? Been a minute. How you doing, brother?
Lay Rock. What's up, my man? You got a 33% chance of winning that one and shipping it, my man. Carry us. You already know what to do. 1625. Let's go.
Praying.
All right. Jonathan's volume should be good, though, so that's good to see.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it because it might blast us right out the gate since I turned all the volumes all the way up.
Yeah.
Let's roll it.
Let's do it.
Here we have the pocket tens in early position. Should we fold, call, raise to 3,500, or raise to 4,500?
He was 25 and we were super deep. Is that what it was, right, Praying?
What's up? Yeah, we have 33 bigs and everybody else seems kind of deep.
No, that was the last hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy had 20 bigs to start the hand or something like that.
Got it.
And we had 100.
Yeah.
The Rock instant 3.5K. We do not need to spend tons of time here, but it is, I mean, you know, we'll see what you guys are doing in case anybody's going 3X as opposed to the other size. I doubt anybody's limping or folding. You see any 3Xs there?
35, 35, 35, 35. No. Praying for the record, we mix all 3 options with ace queen O at that stack depth from the low jack facing an early raise.
Balance the folding range. Easy, Praying says. Never ever.
35. Everyone, 35.
All right,
let's go.
35.
Min raise it. Ready, go.
Yep.
When we are playing about 33 big blinds deep, you're going to want to make roughly a minimum raise. There's no reason to raise larger because you want to build a gigantic pot for later because we're shallow enough to where we'll be able to get all in by the river if we feel inclined just by betting the flop turn in the river. So just make a standard minimum-ish raise with your entire range. There's no reason to limp, don't fold, none of that. If you know your opponents are going to call 3 big blind raises as often as they're going to call 4 big blind raises, I suppose you'd rather raise larger, like if you're playing against a bunch of calling stations. But you're going to find that essentially everybody plays tighter as you bet larger before the flop. Only the small blind calls, recreational player. Flop comes queen, 10, 6, 2 spades. We have a set. That's lucky. Opponent checks. Should we check? Bet 2,100, bet 4,500, or bet 7,800?
Sizzle versus a small blind.
Damn it, Contrast. Your work is getting in the way of your real job.
What are we doing here? Big turd with the 3X. He said, fuck it, I'm doing it. All right. Small blind call from the rec. Queen 10, 6. Middle set. What size? 4.5. 4.5.
4.5 for Cyrus, 45 for Praying, 45 for Hollywood, 45 for Dennis. $45 for Tina, 45 for Tea Drinking Punk.
I'd
Everybody
actually
going
like to
45.
go more like 6K, 7K, but it's not an option. 7.8's there. So 45 though for you. Or yeah. I feel you though. I mean, 45 is a weird ass bet.
It's 44% geometric. Fuck, that's a lot of math for me right now. 45 is that puts like 19 out there. and 25 in our stack, and then
7.8 seems like, what would it scare off?
team be like
What exactly is not continuing inelastically on this board, LaRock?
maybe Kep.
Under pairs, maybe? Nah.
Lots of 45s. We got a 2100 from My Cash, and we got a big bet from Meatball, 7800. Everyone else
Okay.
going 45.
What are you doing here? I know what I'm doing.
I'm definitely betting. I don't. So I'm just depending on size between 21 and 45, I think. I'm probably going 45. I mean, I want to size up a little bit more than normal because most of the hands are continuing are going to be a million different draws, and they'll call for a bigger bet. Yeah. And then Queen X. Yeah, 45.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too bad. Like the 7.8 isn't like 6.5 or something
Sizing up
like.
a little more for that same reason. Yeah.
I mean,
that's fine.
I almost still would. I still almost want to go 7.8 because it feels like just all Queen X, straight draws, and spades are going to continue inelastically, and he, we just. I think I had a lesson with Matt, and we were talking about small blind calling ranges, and you just don't go small much when they call. You just go big and infrequently in a lot of situations. And I feel like and I mean, I feel like I want to go 7.8, but it feels like JL's just going to go 4.5. And we have a set, so 4.5 safe. I feel like 7.8. 7.8 is fine as well. So let's go 4.5 though.
6K would be dope, he says. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel. All right, let's do it.
This is a situation where you're going to want to bet with a pretty polarized range, because if you think about the hands that a reasonable player will call from the small blind, it's going to be a whole lot of hands like big cards, which have at least a gut shot straight draw or a pair or open-ended straight draw. Suited ace-x, some of which are going to have a flush draw, and middle cards, which have a pair or a gut shot, right? So this is a spot where the opponent's going to have pretty decent equity with a lot of their range. And if you think back to the tournament masterclass here at pokercoaching.com in the premium section, this is a scenario where when your opponent connects very well with the board, you're going to want to use a bigger sized bet. Now, what is a bigger sized bet? If we were playing very deep stacked, like 100 big blinds, we would need to bet on the large side, like 7,800, because we would need to build the pot to get all in by the river. But because we're a little bit shallower, I think a 4,500 bet is fine. In reality, if I was playing this hand today, I'd probably bet something like 6,000. So, if you say 7,800, I don't hate it. If you're playing live poker and you can look and tell that your opponent likes their hand a lot, then sure, just bet bigger and get more money in the pot. But I think a 4,500 bet is nice. This is going to make the opponent feel kind of roped into putting money in with their gut shot, straight draws, and whatnot, and that's fine. So yeah, I think that's what I would do in this scenario is bet something like 5,000 or 6,000. One big problem with betting big, like 8,000 or bigger, is that some people will look at that and just start folding all of their marginal hands, like let's say pocket nines, right? Whereas when you bet 4,500, they're just going to call pocket nines every time, and every once in a while they're then going to decide to hero call you down. So as you bet bigger and bigger, your opponent's usually going to play better and better, and whatever the opponent has in this spot is drawing thin to dead, so we're happy to have them put any amount in the pot. But I would go for 4,500. I think an overbet would be especially bad because then they're just going to fold a lot, right? We do bet 4,500, opponent calls. Turn is the 6 of diamonds. Should we check? Bet 4,500, bet 9,000, or bet 13,500?
All right. Got all the right reasons to size up on that one. I like how he said he would go your size sixes if they were super deep. You know what I mean? But at this stack depth, he sized down a little bit. So we're definitely in the ballpark.
6K, yeah. I mean, given the options, it sucks, right? If there was a 6K in there, it would have been a snap 6. But yeah. Big Turd is checking back here with the boat.
Pot 19 kept going 9,000. 9,000 for Dennis.
Interesting spot, huh, LaRock? Interesting.
Do you ever check ass contrast?
I want to keep building the pot, but I want to keep everything in at the same time. The greed. I want to be greedy and build the pot. I feel you.
Don't mind 9, really like 45, says Pray. 9 for T Drinking Punk.
He's still thinking. We're waiting on LaRock. 9K so I can get it all in by the river.
Yeah, we got all 9s and a question mark check.
9K for Felice. You'll get it in with 45 too, Princess. Yeah.
Am I ignoring your bet?
No, he went out.
No, I was talking to Prain. He said, bet 45. Oh, I did miss that one. I saw you say you didn't mind the smaller bet, but
it'd be an
I did miss
overbet
that one.
harder with a lot of hands.
Prain's so confident that the 45 is right. He wanted to make sure I saw it in chat before we clicked it so he could give us kudos. Hollywood going huge, 13-5.
Beesh. All right. You got your answer?
He said, goddamn right. Yeah, I did. I'll find it. Go ahead. 9K.
Oh, we got 9K here on
Yeah,
our
9K
end.
here too.
I mean, checking feels kind of cool, right? Because one thing I think about, like, if you want to get it in, what or do we get it in with? I think his ace queen and king queen flats, if he ever had those, would probably check raise aboard this wet from the small blind. So it's going to leave him with like a lot of queen jack. I mean, not a lot, some queen jack. I mean, we blocked the queen 10x, so maybe probably just like a lot of draws and stuff like that. So for me, I'd probably go either really small or check, and he'd be incentivized to think we're capped on turn. So we on the river, we get him to bluff with just rando air. So we get value when he picks up equity and from his bluffs. It feels like the best of both worlds. I don't know, to me. So I don't know, checking or going tiny, like 4.5 or something.
Yeah. Checking at 4.5.
Yeah, I don't know.
9K a little too big. It's not the end of the world, but 13-5 is too big. Then you start chasing out all the draws, right? And he doesn't have a 10 because all the 10s are out of the deck.
Maybe even like Jack 9 folds to
So
9.
the 6s, yeah, maybe. But 4,500, I kind of want to bet. But checking seems okay.
Yeah, I mean, when you check, I just think there may be a veil of them thinking we just bet small, we're capped. And then they're going to turn a lot of stuff into bluffs, like, you know.
And it's probably going to be a bigger bet than 4,500. The bluffs are.
Oh, yeah.
So you make more money.
And we allow him to just get there with all their straight draws, flush draws, and just get it in dead, right? Allow him to realize all of his equity, and he can take the lead as.
Uh-oh. He gone.
Who, me?
Oh, you're back. You lagged out.
Oh,
for a
am I
second.
dropping frames?
Yeah. Well, you lagged out on my side for a second.
Fuck, sorry. Oh, let's do it. I'm sorry, 9K here. Let's just do it.
9 first 2.
Damn, man, what the fuck?
So when we have the
That's
super
not-
nuts on the turn, the main goal is just figuring out how to get all the money in by the river. And it's a pretty simple calculation, really. You just want to make sure you're having something like a half pot to 2/3 pot bet size remaining in your stack going to the river. So pot is currently 19. We would ideally like to have something like, let's say we bet 10,000 and the opponent calls, right? Pots can go up to 39 and we would have 32 behind, which is nice. I think that's fine and reasonable. That's going to make it look like we are trying to get some fold equity, and the bet size is not so big to the point that it will scare the opponent off and make them fold out their marginal made hands. We could bet bigger, like 13,500, if we think the opponent's range is quite strong. But again, I think as we bet bigger and bigger, that's going to make the opponent a little bit more cautious when it comes to bluffing us. So I like a 9,000 bet. I do not like a small bet like 4,500, because if we go 4,500, then we're going to have a difficult time stacking our opponent on the river. So in this scenario, whatever bet size you make sure it leaves you with 2/3 to, half pot to full pot remaining, depending on exactly how deep we were to begin with. And I think a bet of about 10,000 in this scenario is pretty nice. One thing worth noting in live poker is that Some players will respond very differently to a 9,000 bet if you put out, a 5,000 chip and a bunch of 1,000 chips, compared to if you bet a 10,000 amount, which would be 5,000 chips. Some people will get a little bit tighter when you start putting out only big chips. I know this sounds ridiculous, but if you put out only big chips, 5,000 chips, some people will think, oh man, that's a big bet, I better be careful. Whereas if you put out some small chips and one big chip, you're like, whatever, I'll splash a little bit more. So I'm not going to say that this necessarily induces calls from everyone, but it may from some people. Opponent now surprises me and raises to 31,000, so we're not quite all in. All right, should we fold, call, or go all in?
Hell yeah. They gonna fold if we jam, you think?
People ripping right away in my chat.
They're gonna fold right now. Is it a situation where he's check raising for protection? Are there gonna be bad rivers for his check raising range where he may not get it in when we call? Or do we just make him run it now? He's gonna be getting too good of it. So like interesting. He's like getting a good price if you just put it in, but is there something he can fold? Is there a bluff? LaRock says, call, sir. They have pocket sixes. Fold.
There's a call for Monkey May I. Everybody else getting
They
all.
should have had an April Fool's Day quiz where they're just troll. There should have been an April Fool's Day quiz.
What numbers are your quizzes?
Yeah, I know. What number is my quiz? I got one in there. That's your April Fool's Day quiz. Go find it. Fucking trolling.
All in for Tea Drinking Punk. Two hands beat us, says Cyrus. Queens and sevens.
Big Tur says, all in. Come on, nah. LaRock says,
Quiet down, fucking kids. I kill you.
yeah, I'm not saying anything that crazy. They're hurting each other. I can just hear them fighting. So,
You just let them take each other out. You don't have to do anything.
Survival of the fittest.
Avoid all the dirty work. You going all in?
We're calling.
Are you going all in? You?
How much is left? I'm like listening to like a war
Half
in
a
the
stack?
background.
Like 31 behind?
I mean, it doesn't. Just, I don't know. It is kind of weird.
I'm always calling.
I mean, I feel like calling can't hurt. We're in position with the nuts. Like, why would I? If
I'm
there's a
always
chance he ever, if there's a chance he ever folds, it feels like the worst shit in the world.
Yeah. And Cyrus said the only hands that beat us are queens and sixes. I'm not worried about what beats us. I'm worried about what the fuck, what calls.
Who the hell is thinking about losing?
You have king, queen, queen, jack, or something like that, or they have spades,
Bruh.
like you lose them.
Guys, if you're thinking about what beats you first when you're in a spot like this, you need counseling. You who hurt you? Who hurt you that you're thinking about losing?
Poor
about
Cyrus.
Never ever folding. Ever even thinking about losing. I don't care at this point. It's over. Who cares?
I have 33K, so...
All right, let's call.
Wait. I have 33K behind, so it's 20... Oh, I guess I am just going all in.
Yeah,
look
exactly, Demo. Just...
It's what? 12 more? And I have 30... Oh, no, call. Yeah. I have 12 more, and I have 33 in my stack, so I leave like 20K behind. Yeah, call.
All right, let's do it.
Sixes hurt me. All right, let's do it. ACR, PTSD. All right, we're all in.
So we're obviously not folding. We don't care if they have the quads or the queens full. That happens sometimes. We just want to figure out how do we get all the money in, right? If I call here, I'm going to have, 10,000, 12,000 behind, something like that. Is there any world where the opponent's check raising with some really low equity hand that will fold to the turn, check raise all in, but will not bluff the river if I call?
You, Ryan.
And
that case, I would jam.
I mean, let's get real. Nobody's folding for 12, 13, 14,000 more in this scenario ever. And if they were bluffing with some nonsense, like say they did have, ace X offsuit and they're just really getting after it. If that's the case, do we really expect them to bluff the last 12, 13, 14,000 on the river? And the answer is just no, right? You got to think if I call the flop check raise or the turn check raise, they're just going to give up on the river if they have nothing. Because I clearly have something and I'm getting amazing pot odds, right? So this is a spot where I think really the only place to just put your money in. Sometimes your opponent will be doing this with a draw, and they will have to call it off for the last 14,000 drawing dead. Whereas if you call their 31,000 raise, they may not bluff it all in on the river, right? So you'd rather get it all in immediately against the draws. And if your opponent does have a made hand like a 6 or a queen or whatever, you'd rather get it all in now too, because they're not going to fold. Whenever the opponent's just not going to fold, you would rather get it all in than not. And this is a scenario where I do think we want to get it all in. I'm actually going to give call a pretty bad score here. Obviously, just folds the worst play by a mile. But I think calling here is actually pretty bad. Because when you do call and the opponent does have a bluff of some sort, either a draw or just nonsense, they're not going to put their money in. And the thing is, if they do have the draw, they're going to put their money in anyway. So you'd rather get all the money in every time than part of the time. They have ace jack of spades, they are drawing dead, and we win. And, notice this is one of the hands that maybe check raises turn, but then check folds the river when they miss. And if that's happened, we would have missed out on 11,000 chips, which, I don't know how much a starting stack was in this tournament, but very often that's going to be something like a third of a starting stack. So if you're playing a $5,000 buy-in tournament like this one is, that costs you $1,700 or something like that if you opt to call here on the river instead of go all in, and that is quite costly.
All right, here's something interesting. Larak says, if they have a bluff and spades don't come through, won't they go all in on the river? I think the answer is hell no, because, by the point you called a turn check raise, the SPR is very shallow. You're not going to have much fold equity. Their range is now stronger and condensed. You got to wait. You just got to give up. Like, if you check raise and got called here and missed spades, you're done.
Yeah, and I agree with the math. Sorry about that. Brian's been going crazy in the chat. He's like, what the fuck? And he's putting in the math. Sorry, man. I'm tired. I've been smoking that shit. It's early. What's up, Alan? That's not playing poker. My bad. I agree with the math. If I have 8 or 9 bigs behind, I'm not fucking calling. I am jamming. I just agree with the math on the fly. Apologies. It's okay. It's all right. It's going to be okay. So, yeah. And if you're calling the 30K and you're leaving like 8, 9, 10, 11K behind, the big blind's 1,500. Like, you just get it in.
Right. We got a 33.
Swish for tea drinking punk.
We'll play it. Yee. Good try, LaRock. We were close. That was a very good lesson, very good learning experience, though. So whatever we lost in money right there, the little $5 or whatever for a chance to flip, you made a lot more back by not making that mistake again.
Yeah, if I had 15, 18, something like that, pigs behind, then calling becomes much more appealing.
But the SPR,
because then they can jam thinking they have some fold equity, right?
Yeah, the SPR cannot be 1 or something, less than 1 or something like that. I think it's an SPR issue, right?
Wake the fuck up, Tim. Sorry, my bad.
Wake and bake GPT.
My bad. Yeah, we just call that Tuesday at my house. All right, let's fucking roll. Congratulations on the swish, tea drinking punk. Let me know how you want your money.
Do you have a keyword you would like to use, my man?
I do. Let's do wake and bake.
Well, wake and bake it is. I don't make the rules. There it is. Wake and bake is the keyword. Toes keyword.
He made sure, in case Twitch has a problem, that was Toes keyword.
Mm-hmm. I'm a professional.
Do me a favor, TJ Kapug, send me a DM. Twitch is fine. Because I'll forget seeing it here. And I can't turn on ACR right now because I have Pilot Sims running in the background.
Okay.
Now, while we're doing that,
Let me see if I can.
can't smoke all day if you don't start with the wake and bake. It's facts. There's math in there.
I'm just spitting.
Fuck, man. All the quizzes are like Jonathan, Assassinado. We can do a Tristan. You want to do Tristan?
Yep. We can do what number? Let's see. We can do the 6:30. The 6:30 online multi-way. This seems like a hard ass quiz.
What number is that?
1633. 1633.
Oh, that's a 23. 1630. Got it.
Cool. So yeah, we'll do this. T Wade. We had a chance to hang out with him, and he's a cool ass dude, man. He's one of the nicest.
Super nice, man.
Yeah.
He seems like one of those guys who just never gets upset or angry. It's always kind of the same keel. Oh, we missed an opportunity, Cyrus. Keyword should have been frog poison. That's solid.
That was my keyword for the global giveaway.
Oh, was it?
Hell yeah.
Solid. High as fuck.
We only got 2 people entered.
But give Sixes some love. What's wrong with you people?
No, fuck this. This is your stream now. You can just have it all. Fuck this. I'm done. I'm washed.
Bring the kids back on camera.
Yeah, just keep the kids here. Cam, Aria, they would come up here and just, I don't even know what they would do.
All right, see you later, Meatball. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. All right, let's
get in it again. Fuck it. Get in there, LaRock. Why not? You got a 30% chance of winning anyway. Fuck it.
Does he? Tristan gets worked up in his webbies? Ooh, interesting.
Are you in there? Shit, I'll click your name. Fuck it.
All right. Praying Gaming is the winner on our side.
He won again. Fuck it. Rock.
The Rock? Is that who's?
Wait a minute. Yeah, fuck it. Go back to back. I appreciate the support. One of my 5 people here.
The fuck?
You the man. Good luck. 1633.
All right, let's do it.
Tristan Wade here with another quiz for poker coaching.
I'll turn it up. This was low.
In this hand, action folds to the hijack, who raises to 7,000. 2 bigs. We are in the small blind with ace-4 suited. What should we do? Should we fold? Should we call? Or should we 3-bet to 26,000?
Unknown from the hijack, and we're in the small blind with the weak suited ace. What are we doing? We have a request. Sixes that your 2 kids battle it out on the couch behind you. The Toe Army wants to take action. You're selling points.
Yeah, it'd be like a point for like a clean strike or something like that.
Prayed Colin, too much equity, he says. Call. Joe folding. What? Joe. Say it ain't so, Joe. Foam swords, no, they need those big inflatable like sumo costumes where you like run at each other and bounce off. Boing.
3-bet or call.
Praying says got 20 on your son. He looks scrappy.
Yeah, he's a handful. Stepka's raising. Hey, welcome.
Lots of calls.
Raising
All calls
26.
except for Joe knitting it up and folding.
You call, and LaRock, the man of the hour, is going to 26K. Ace-4, Ace-5, suited 3-bet. Raise to 26Ks. I don't even have to ask Toe. What's the Toe Army doing?
Almost all calls.
I know what you're doing here.
Honestly, I mix nowadays. I would think that this like always in the old days, but the current toes mixing. I mix. I mean, I definitely flat this at some level and 3-bet this.
Almost fucking choked on my spit here and that. Holy shit, you're getting old.
Yeah.
God, can't believe you're flatting ever. Yeah, I think I'm 3-betting.
Yeah, I'm bottom.
Yeah, 3-bet for me. Get me in. Put me in, coach. Mixing. I mean, calling's probably has to be.
I think mixing is fine. I think.
So getting 4-bet off this equity. We can't really call the squeeze if he does.
We're 100 bigs deep.
You gonna look it up now, huh? Yeah, what do you find? If you want to look it up, I don't have my charts or anything open. I'm kind of curious as well. If it's definitively one thing or another, I'm gonna feel sick if I'm just never ever 3-betting this, because I know there's some suited ace you're just gonna be flatted. So
we 3-bet a lot from the small blind too.
Mm-hmm. All right,
hijack, right? So chart says mixing, 73% call though.
Row.
Ace-5 suited, 100% 3-bet. Ace-6 suited, 60%. Ace-7, 60%. So not too far off. This one mixes.
70-30. Mostly calls though. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I like raising as well. So the Spaz Army, I'm with you. 26 for us though. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, cool spot.
Yeah,
We're in
9
here
and
in
a
the small
10.
blind getting a great
Seabass.
price. We're
That's
both
good.
deep here, so I
Yeah.
think
Oh, the points should have been
calling
flipped if you're
or
watching the
three betting
charts.
are both of our options.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
I think we probably
Here, I'll turn it
should
up.
3-bet here a little bit more often to take control of the pot and represent a stronger range, right? If we just call, we don't have like ace king, we don't have always ace queen in our range, like tens plus, what have you. So I think for that, we can just 3-bet this comfortably to 26,000 to 30,000, something like that. The other option, I give 3-betting 10 points. The other option I think is calling. I don't think calling here is out of the realm of possibility. I think it's okay to play these kind of hands out of position, and what have you. So I do think they're both acceptable. 3-betting's probably better, but in this instance, I decided to call. And the problem with calling here is we let the big blind in. We're out of position. We're multi-way. It's a lot harder to play. So I think overall it's just better to 3-bet this spot, but it's okay to play these hands multi-way. So we get this flop, king, queen, 3, black, but not our black. We're just going to check, and everyone checks. The turn card comes to 7 of diamonds. What do you think we should do now? Should we check? Should we bet 8,000 or should we bet 20,000?
Checked around, right?
So we flat it. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
I looked
we
away.
flat it.
Okay, we flat.
Then
Okay.
checked around. What up, Marlon?
Open full, go neck. What up, DQ?
Check for tennis. Check for cap. Check for Cyrus.
Gosh, this is what the hell? What's going on here now?
Check for praying. Check for Hollywood.
Check, check, check. Open full, go next.
Everybody checking.
Dude, I love seeing people do that shit live. When you play live, they just fold their fucking hand out of spot. Like, just throw it in the muck. Like, oh, it's the best.
I had a guy yesterday call the 3-bet for like 2/3 of a stack, get 3 or 4 bigs behind, and then checked all the way down, folded river.
Like, well, I missed.
Yep.
Really wanted to see this flop. Check. All right, we're checking here.
We're checking here as well. I'm checking. When it comes to mono too, just because it checks around doesn't mean the players are necessarily capped, right? They could have flushes. They still have queen X and king X in their range, so we don't have any equity. I'm checking.
Yeah, it's just it feels infinitely easy to meet MDF here. Like single club, jack, 10, 9, queen X in the middle. Like, dude, I feel like just checking. On non-mono, maybe I can find a stab here, you know. But yeah, it feels like mono. We're just gonna be too easy to meet MDF between two players, one of which has a pair or club too often, and then we're just gonna be in la la land. So check for me.
Yep.
Checks. I clicked it, dude.
You clicked it. Go.
Although the flop checked through,
My daughter could have
the
found this
big
check.
blind
Come
could
on.
check a flush. The big
Let's
blind
get
could
this
check
tough.
2 pair. The big blind's range is pretty unknown and pretty wide. Same with the hijack. The hijack could have checked the nuts. The hijack could have checked a hand like king X or queen X. And none of those hands are going to fold. So we do not have a good candidate to bluff here. We have really no connection with the board, no interaction whatsoever. So this is just one of those spots we are forced to check because these ranges are still pretty wide open and still contain a lot of value hands. So that's really your only option. If you wanted to start bluffing, I don't think this is a good spot. Betting 8,000, I give you 5 points. Betting 20,000, I give you 0 points. I think if we were to bluff, a small bet is better. But neither bet is really going to be telling. If we bet 20,000 and get called, okay, fine. We're probably up against a stronger range, but the same range that might call 20 is definitely calling 8, whereas 8 can like float us too. So I think we just lose more if we bet big here, and a smaller bet is gonna like help us maybe construct more bluffs moving forward. But either way, this is a spot where we should just be checking. We really can't put a whole lot of money into this spot. So we do check, big blind checks, and the hijack checks. So what does that tell us? Would these people check twice with strong hands? I don't know. But we get to the jack of spades on the river, and what do we do now? Do we check? Do we bet 8,000 or do we bet 15,000?
Looks like I'm dropping frames, man.
Check. Yeah, you're freezing up a little bit. Check.
Damn, I am. I can see it in the multi.
Check fold the whole way for praying.
We're good now. Open fold, go next. Check. I mean, is anybody doing? You see anything outside of check?
15K for Cyrus.
There it is. We got
him.
We got him. Sarge, got him. He outed himself as well. We found the spazzy one, boys. This dude, I mean, 9-10 gets there, random jack X, the shit that just...
Jack's not good for us, good for their range.
Yeah, just get me out. Just get me out. I mean, you're going 8K, like random jack 3 and shit, queen jack, I don't know, just... King Jack just snaps you. Well, no, King Jack just got there. Jack 10 might hero you if you go small. I don't know, man. What's the point of trying to find a bluff here on this card?
It's a terrible card to bluff.
Well, I mean, we block ace 10. We block ace jack.
Okay.
And we have just, I'm not making a case to be spewy. Pot it, somebody says.
That might work. That might actually work.
Pot.
Jack's a bad card, though.
They would need 9-10 or something, right? All right, just check, though. I'm just checking. Check. All right, you ready?
Yep. All right. As I said,
oh, he likes the bluff.
Where, like,
fucking
people
Tristan.
can just check back queen 10 for 2
spazzy
streets, or
Tristan.
queen jack for 2 streets, or king X for 2 streets. So it's a spot where we really shouldn't consider bluffing that all that much. But with that said, too, it's like, how strong can these players be by checking twice? Would they really check a flush twice, or what have you? And I don't think we have any showdown value.
Check a flush
I don't think our ace
twice.
high ever wins. I think someone has something as a pair or what have you. So if you wanted to check, I give you 7 points because we're just kind of done with this hand. Fine. If you wanted to try to win this pot, I don't mind it because I feel like these players should not have that strong of a hand. So with that said, if we're going to try to get someone to fold a queen or like the big blind to fold a weak king, what kind of bet sizing should we go with? And a bet of 8,000 just isn't going to cut it. A bet of 15,000 could maybe get a queen to fold or a jack to fold. So I give that 8 points if you bet 15,000. But more or less, I think the best play here is maybe like a pot bet or maybe a little bit over pot to maybe force like somewhat strong hands to fold, like a king or queen. But like nobody's ever folding ace 10, nobody's ever folding 9-10, nobody's ever folding a flush, nobody's ever folding 2 pairs. So this is not a great spot to bluff, but I just guess I went for it. Kind of exploitive of a play since I don't think they're too strong checking twice. So I bet 15K. I don't know if I love this bluff. I don't think in theory it's great, but I think this was me trying to find a way to win the pot, and I just so happened to get both players to fold. So again, not the best work, but hopefully you understand my logic throughout the hand and why I did end up going for somewhat of a bluff here. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this lesson. Bluff? I'm Tristan Wade. I'm out.
I mean, I think it would be better if it wasn't a jack, in my opinion. If it was just some complete kind of
a 5 or something.
Because the thing is, it's just like he's going to have like 9-10, suited in that opening range. Jack 10, it's going to be some jack X to just, I don't know. Maybe we freeze up a lot of their range. We don't get heroed by any single pair jack or anything like that. But it's a ballsy bluff, and I love aggression. So we take those. I don't know how it's better than just a real life check. You implement this too much, you will get wrecked. So I don't know.
26 for the Army.
27. Let's
what?
Go. go. LaRock. Redemption, baby. I love it. Good shit.
Call the
my
floor.
dude. Good shit.
I want to recount.
Floor.
We got to recount the Florida votes.
Shit. Good shit, my dude.
Oh, it was the flop where the point should have been flipped. You got fucked, Brian.
No,
Boo.
dude, you got to run better. I mean, I don't make the universal rules. You just have to run better than that. If you run that bad, run better. Keyword run better.
You got one outed.
Keyword run better.
Keyword run better.
Yeah, so cool. We'll find another one. Maybe do one more. Let's go. Run better if you want to get in there. Let's see if we can get more than 4 people in there.
All right. Picking a quiz.
Yeah, let's pick one. Mr. Faraz quizzes.
Monkey Man says, Affleck's mentioned betting the turn here multi-way spots in a small blind with no equity after the flop checks around. It's one of the most exploitable spots in poker. I definitely agree, and you should be doing that a lot. The difference is on one of those king queen mono boards is when they check around on that board, they're not necessarily capped. You know, if it was like, I don't know, king 8-4 and they check and a brick turn, they check around. Now they're super capped.
When we did that one. We could do draw 10,000. What's 1637?
It must be on a draw, right?
Oh, just on a draw.
Not
yeah,
playing draw poker.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? We got some draw quizzes? Let's go.
Time for some 5-card.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm down to do whatever, man. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's it. 1637 is good.
All right, sweet. Let's go ahead. Hey, 5 eligible. Look at you guys. All right, I'm ready.
All right. Hollywood.
Hollywood. D-Coop.
I liked yours better.
Hollywood. D-Coop. Let's go. Oh, you know what time it is. Wait a minute. Gotta spaz. Gotta spaz a few things in chat. Oops. All right, I'm ready. Yeah, wait, I'm not ready. 1637. We're good.
That's it. That's funny, Brad.
Here we have the Jack 9 of Diamonds early in the $10,000 buy-in Poker Masters tournament. Folds to us on the button, playing 110 big blinds deep.
Nope.
Should we fold, call, raise to 3,000, or raise to 5,000?
Keep it easy and just raise 3 and move on. Nobody's folding Jack 9 of Diamonds on the button, right? We're 3X and
Okay.
super deep.
All right, yep. Let's snap 3K. Let's go.
All right.
This is a pretty standard spot to make a pretty standard raise. You want to be raising 2-3 big blinds typically when we are deeper stacked because we want to be able to play a big pot if we feel inclined, and raising smaller does not necessarily accomplish that. You also don't want to raise huge because as you start raising bigger and bigger, when you get 3-bet, you're going to start getting blown off your hand, which is really bad, and also you're going to make your opponents fold out a lot of their marginal and junky hands that you don't really mind keeping in. So we raised to 3,000. Limping actually has some merit from the button if you think you're going to get 3-bet a lot from the blinds, but there's no reason to think your good, strong opponents are going to be 3-betting you a ton, right? They're going to 3-bet some, don't get me wrong, but I mean, if you look at the pre-flop charts, you'll see there are a lot of calls from both positions. Small blind calls. Flop comes queen, 10-5. Opponent checks. Should we check, bet 2,000, bet 5,000, or bet 8,000?
This gets super interesting when the small blind calls versus the big blind.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing, Hollywood?
Big turd 3K is not a thing right now. I don't know if you typed that in for flop, but what size do you guys like c-betting if you are, or are we checking?
This bet's
2K for
perfect,
D-Coop.
Cyrus.
Quarter.
Sizing up in my chat. Contrast. Cheat Trick and Punk going 5.
5 for big turd as well. Check. Okay, there's everything outside of 8K.
5 for Helen Kellers. Welcome. 5 for Cyrus. 5 Hollywood.
5 for police. Damn. You remember that session we just did with Matt, but like right before I went on vacation, and we would like look at running all these small blind spots and these boards and stuff like that. Now that stuff is like burned in my brain. And I don't know if it's like, now I just like think of it in every situation. So
It's good.
yeah,
It's good to have a little Affleck on your shoulder.
I know, but you can easily misapply and misadapt stuff.
That's
Just
guaranteed.
misapply stuff. Yeah. Poker sucks. Hits villains range heavily. So check.
2K for Praying, 2K for Marlin. Check for
All right.
Cap.
All right, cool. Let's see. D-Coot is going 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty conflicted myself. 2K is kind of the standard. And then beyond that, I kind of check a little more on these boards when it's small blind defend, because small blind's going to defend a lot of paint. And so they hit this a lot more than like a big blind flat. Big blind flat, I'd be c-betting 100%. So I think I actually would mix check here mostly, and then if I bet 2.
Damn, I don't know. I could see check, bet 2, or 5, right? 5 feels a little bit worse. Like we get check raised. I mean, we got
Yeah,
the call,
hell.
of course. And he's gonna check raise some better straight draws, maybe occasionally too. Like, and if we ever run in the top of our range, we just have this big ass pot where we're on the draw. Going 2 just starts to build the pot. We can call it cheaper check, cheaper draw, but checking seems kind of interesting to me as well. Matt always said, like the lesson I had with him in one of these spots, maybe shallower effective is like we do either a lot of big betting or we check a lot. We don't really just use the small sizing too much. Since it bets big and infrequently, and this does hit their range pretty hard. So check or 5K for me. But
Cool.
all right.
We're going Hollywood. I think
We're
he's
going
going
2.
5. Make sure.
I almost wonder if JL runs this hand or if
Yep.
he does it by his best intuition, like what he thinks is best.
He has Justin run his hands.
Yeah.
He doesn't run them himself.
So
He
this
pays
should be
people to
good.
run them.
All
All right,
right.
so
We definitely want to bet with this hand because if we bet and get raised, we can
Very nice.
call, right? Whenever you have a draw that is good enough
What's
to
the
bet
best
and
answer?
then call a raise, you're
5.
almost always going to want to be betting it, as well as with your best made hands. This is a spot where I think we don't want to bet 100% of the time, though, because we are going to be running into a lot of hands like Queen Jack, King Queen.
the
Queen
wording,
suited, et cetera, et
the
cetera.
scoring and everything is
So
right, but
this
the
is a
wording
spot
is
where
backwards.
we are going to be betting
gotta
pretty
stop.
Well, we got-
polarized.
we
And
got
as
the
we're
right
betting more and
score.
more polarized, we typically want to just bet on the bigger side. So I think we want to go something like 5,000. I don't hate betting 8,000 even. As you get deeper and deeper
Yep,
stacked,
big
you're
and
going to find
infrequent.
that you do want to start using
Polar.
pretty big bet sizes some portion of the time. If you check out the Cash Game Masterclass here at
I'm gonna let 'em
pokercoaching.com, you will see that illustrated very often. But I think something like 5,000 is nice. If you are going to bet with your entire range, perhaps you want to go smaller with everything. But I gotta presume this is a hand that's usually going to want to bet on the big side because you don't really care if your opponent folds, while also you don't care if they call because then whenever you do get there, you're going to be able to win a bigger pot. Opponent calls, turns the 6 of diamonds. Opponent checks. Should we check,
Uh-oh.
bet 5,000,
You lose me?
bet 10,000, or bet 15,000?
Whoa, my setup just went wacky. What the fuck happened? I'm sorry, I froze
Good
up.
night, sweetheart. It's time to go. Wave goodbye to the computer. 15 or so years on one computer. It's gonna die eventually.
Oh, piss.
He's on one of those old compacts from like 1996.
Yeah.
Remember the gateway computers that were like the cow print on them?
Damn, my computer just randomly restarted. That was weird as fuck, man. Fuck.
Lots of people betting on my chat here. 15K, 15K, check. 15K, check. 15K, check.
Am I
I would
gone?
say in 10K though. No, you're here.
Oh, okay. My stream is back now. It looked like I
Locked
lost
up
it for
again?
a second. Yeah. Well, Yeah, I just need to go just spend a bunch of money.
Lockups are a problem. Lockups mean hardware's starting to fail.
Sweet. Oh, that's what I love to hear, man. A compact 3K.
That's right. He's on a Commodore. How old are you guys? He's on a Commodore.
Dude, this motherfucker. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what we got.
What'd you bet?
I mean, it's fucked. I mean, it's yeah.
All right, guys. It's been a good session. We'll talk to you next week.
No, I can't. My
Congratulations, Hollywood,
lagging.
on winning quiz.
Yeah, I'll just ship you money, D-Cood. This is a failure. I'm just 10 Bitcoin. Fuck it.
Oh, damn.
10 Bitcoin giveaway.
I don't even know what that's worth, but I know it's a lot.
A shitload. Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to just end it for me. My shit is like, yeah, I'm yeed. Pretty
You're
much.
locked up.
Yeah.
Come over to my stream. Let's talk out the rest of the hand and we'll wrap it.
Okay, yeah, I'll just end it there.
That way we can still get the lesson.
Yeah,
it turns an interesting card.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, go over to Toe Stream. We'll end it. We'll watch it over there, and I'll just chill and watch it on stream there. Sorry about that, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna have to fucking figure out what's going on though. But go over to Toe Stream here. Let me do this so you can finish up. D-Coot. At God's Big Toe. There. Go over to Toe Stream real quick.
You get to sell one of those global trophies for a new rig.
Dude, it's not even a money issue. It's a fucking laziness issue. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll be streaming the Gumball 3K shit tomorrow. But yeah, we'll finish out on Toe Stream. I'll just be here still on stream anyway. So
rip sixes. All piss. All piss.
All right, my stream is over. So, but we'll watch it. I'll still sit here with you guys and do this last one.
Pick up the draw on the turn. Another draw on the fucking turn. What are we doing here? 5K. I saw 5K. I saw 15Ks. I see a 10K. I saw a check, I'm pretty sure. I did see a cap from check. A cap from check? A check from cap. 35.5 for Rage Now. We sized up on the flop and he called. Helen Keller's checking. Hollywood says 10K.
I want to see what DQ got for that last one.
It was size up was the right answer. 5K.
He had a 7 on the first car on the first.
Did he size up on the turn?
I don't know. He's here. He says 10K on the turn.
That was too big. 10K here. No.
Yeah, 10K here.
I meant on the flop. Did he size up on the flop?
No, he went 2K on the flop, so he got 7
2K
points.
2K was 7 points. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. DQ's saying 10K for him right now.
Yep.
We size up a good call, like. I don't know what to do here. Honestly, I feel like I kind of check when I feel like the small blinds range hits us a decent amount, and we sized up and they're still here.
Picked up equity.
And we block a lot of their draws. Yeah, I know.
We have jack high.
I want to ensure I realize my equity with this much equity.
Yeah, but then you miss it, and then you're capped.
True.
And you can't get all the money when you actually get there.
What size are you going?
Fucking big.
10 or 15?
One of the two. I'm not sure. There's 18 out there, 15. I don't know. I mean, 10. I hate these size options with all my heart. I hate these sizes with all my heart and soul.
You want to go
like, why can't? Yeah, like fucking 13 or something. 13.5, 16 or something. That's fine.
Sure.
One of the two. 10 or 15 is fine. One of the two has to be good.
All right, let's see what happens. Hollywood's going 10. Let's find out. So would DQ would have gone 10 as well.
Yep.
As on the flop, you want to ask, if I bet
you got to go big
and get raised,
right?
Can I continue? And here you can. I think if we bet really any amount, unless our opponent just rips it all in, which is very unlikely to happen, we're going to be able to call and try to get there on the river. So this is a spot where we definitely want to be betting. If we were shallower stack, like say we had, I don't know, let's say we had 60,000 chips here, we may want to check it back. Because if we bet, let's say 5 or 10 or 15, and the opponent rips it all in then that would be a disaster because we'd have to fold out a hand with a load of equity. So there will be various stack sizes where you should not bet your good draws, but I think this deep you do just want to keep betting very
Okay,
polarized,
so I was
including your best
on
made
the right
hands,
track, wrong stack
your
size.
best draws, and some weak draws. Like if we had some gut shots here, like King 9, I think King 9 would be a great hand to keep bluffing with as well.
I'm sorry if he's still.
Because then if you get raised, you can easily fold, and if you get called, you may sporadically spike on your opponent. Anyway, so I want to go big. I'm either going to go 10,000 or 15,000, and I think given we want to be betting very polarized here, because our opponent's range to call from the small blind then check call the flop is going to be a lot of marginal made hands at this point. Like even hands like Queen Jack are not great if we blast the turn. This is a good spot to keep betting big. We want to apply a lot of pressure to hands like pocket eights and hands like a 10, because that is going to be a large chunk of the opponent's range. Now, if they do have a queen, they're not going to fold to the turn bet, but on various rivers they may fold, and obviously we may get there some portion of the time too. So I like a very big bet here of something like 15,000. We go 15, and they let us have it. If we missed on the river, you're going to find this is actually not the best hand to bluff with, because whenever you're bluffing here, you really want your opponent to have a hand like King Jack or Ace Jack that will fold out to a river bet. But when you have that jack in your hand, it makes it way less likely. That said, I think over bluffing the river in general is usually a pretty good strategy as long as your opponents don't think you're absolutely insane. I mean, you got to realize, I don't think I have an absolutely maniacal image. I certainly look like I'm in there playing pots and battling, and I'm capable of bluffing, but I don't think I look insane, right? So I think as long as you do not look insane on the river, you should probably find more bluffs than GTO would recommend. And you may say, why would you not bluff the jack high? It's because you don't block any of the hands your opponents are, or you make it more difficult for your opponents to have an auto fold, right? We really want the opponent to have backdoor flush draws that will always fold, or straight draws that will always fold to a river bet. And whenever we have this jack in our hand, and a 9 to some extent, and diamonds. This is a particularly bad hand to have to bet the turn and then bluff the river. But I think it just doesn't matter that much. So if the opponent does call, we'll be betting pretty big on the river, 2/3 pot, something like that. Maybe even jam the river. If you think your opponent has a lot of hands like Queen X that will fold out to a river shove early in a tournament, which a lot of people will, then I think shoving could be quite nice. Anyway, though, this time we just bet and they fold.
Nice. Rabbit hunt, I need to know. Yeah, blocking their folding range, bad. Bad. We have the diamonds, we have the jack, we have the 9. All bad. Do I have 100 blind sims we can study in Discord? Fuck. No, I don't have 100 blind sims that we can study in
Take
Discord.
forever.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like, it depends. Like, blind versus blind at 100.
Oh, my God.
I have a monster queen. You still can't run that shit. Like, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you'd be better off just, if you want to study 100 stuff, buy one of the sites that have all the stuff already and use those sites for that stuff other than trying to get the data yourself.
Yeah, like a GTO
That's going to be
something.
buy GTO Wizard for 1 month, just exclusively work on it and then punt it after that.
Yeah.
That's for the deeper stuff.
I have too much work collecting 60 bigs and undercat. I got plenty of work there. There you go. That's right, Beats. GTO Wizard's a good product for that, for sure.
Yeah, if you want to work, the shallow stuff is easy, the deep stuff is, whew.
Yeah, it's a monster. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out with us. The study stream. Exclamation point PC in my chat. Exclamation point PC in Six's chat. If you
There
want to
is
go
no
over there.
Six's chat.
It still exists, even though he's not there. Go over there and check it out if you want to give him some love. You get 20 big free quizzes, big blind charts for 100 blinds and more, and some homework assignments. Give Mr. Sixes a follow. There's a link to give him some follow, give him some love. He'll be streaming tomorrow. Yes, did you even say it?
Yeah, I am streaming tomorrow.
There you go. Streaming tomorrow. You can check
Playing
it
for
out.
$250,000 up top.
Oh,
One
shit.
tournament.
Can you imagine how much El Pollo Loco he's going to buy me if he wins $250,000?
Oh, dude, we are going to fucking buy an El Poco Loco franchise and run that bitch. Fuck poker.
Right on. If you like this one, you want to see this one, and anyone we've ever done in the past, you can go on the YouTube channel, YouTube in both chats. And you get the link for that. And don't forget Poker Coaching Discord, which I have been absent from, but we'll get back in as soon as I can. Where there's tons of free content, hand history rooms. We have the AMA with Brad Wilson coming up. Not next week, the 9th. I think it's the week after. Giveaways and all sorts of stuff in there. It's a ton of free, great content. Go check it out. 4 study groups a week and all that stuff. And that's a wrap. I don't know who I'm throwing it to though, because I'm never prepared for that.
Hey, let me see. I got you. I'll just be super quick on my phone. There is
Rodney,
I just went to the
Killingberg. We're gonna
bottom.
throw it over to Killingberg.
KB. Got to be KB.
Yep. And that's a wrap, guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Hey, take care, guys. See ya. I need to win a tournament to buy a new computer. Wish me luck. Damn it, man.
I gotta give it 5 seconds before you start talking shit sixes.
No,
We're still
I'm
on
not.
stream.
My computer is Sag.